In this media, you will learn about local and remote trip scheme of a circuit breaker. A typical tripping control scheme of a circuit breaker is shown here. In electrical drawing scheme, all components and connections are indicated with standard symbols or letters with numbers. Here, J1 positive and J2 negative are the supply lines from battery. For each DC control circuit, separate fuses are provided to take off from J1 and J2. After the fuse, J1 and J2 become K1 and K2. The tripping control circuit scheme of breaker has 4 sections. They are 1. A local control at the breaker, 2. A remote control at the control room, 3. Automatic tripping of circuit breakers through various protection relays, 4. Trip circuit supervision alarm section. 2 contacts from selector switch 53 are used to select either local or remote tripping control operation. Note, the remaining contacts of the selector switch have been used for some other purpose. The dark point in the line indicates the selection of the switch, that is, local or remote control. Section 1. First, let us see local tripping control. Here, a control switch is used for both local closing and local tripping. One of the contacts from the local control switch is connected between K33 and K3 lines. In this switch diagram, the dark point is in the line T. It indicates that this contact of the control switch will close when the switch is turned to trip position. In case of closing circuit, this dark point will be in C line. Here, an auxiliary contact 52A is connected in series with the trip coil 52T. The 52A contact is in closed condition only when the circuit breaker is in closed condition. When the circuit breaker main contacts open, the auxiliary contact 52A also becomes open. So the trip coil can be energized only when the circuit breaker is in closed condition. It is used to avoid continuous flow of trip signal current through the trip coil 52T. Because 52T coil is short time rated and continuous flow of current through it will damage the coil. When the local control switch is turned to trip position, the trip coil 52T is energized and the corresponding circuit breaker is opened. Section 2. Now, let us see remote tripping control. Here, a control switch is used for both remote closing and remote tripping. This control switch is placed in the control room. One of the contacts from the remote control switch is connected between K31 and K3 lines. When the remote control switch is turned to trip position, the trip coil 52T is energized and trips the corresponding circuit breaker. The remote tripping process happens similarly to the local tripping process. Thus, you have learnt about the local and remote trip scheme of circuit breaker.